If you look at Morrowind birth signs, one thing you'll notice is that they are not exactly equally useful. They aren't balanced. So you have, quote, overpowered birth signs like the Lady or the Atronach. By the way, while the Lady is a great birth sign, all the various online character planners may give you a slightly false impression of it. The bonus endurance added by the Lady isn't actually taken into account when generating starting health. It's counted for health gained each level afterwards, but not for starting HP. Then you have birth signs like the Lover or the Warrior, which aren't bad, but as you increase in level, the benefit kinda fizzles out. The Warrior's 10 fortify attack might be really good as you start the game, but it doesn't give any additional benefits when your weapon skill is like 70 and you can already hit reliably. And with attribute bonuses, with the notable exception of endurance, you just get the benefits earlier, but when it maxes out you don't get anything extra from the choice. Endurance is an exception because your health is not recalculated every level. What you got on previous level ups is what you're stuck with. And there's also birth signs that may seem outright bad, like the Serpent or the Lord. The Lord does give you an efficient healing spell to use, but you gain a permanent weakness to fire. So why would anyone choose one of these birth signs? I'll tell you why. The way I see it, there are 3 stages in the life of a Morrowind player. The first stage is when you've started playing and you don't know a whole lot about the game, so you pick a birth sign that you know will give you a benefit. I myself picked the Ritual birth sign on my first playthrough because of the Restore Health daily power. It's easy to see why healing yourself would be useful. The next stage would be when you get all efficient. You try to maximize benefits, especially the late game benefits. So you dismiss birth signs like the Warrior, the Ritual, but especially the Lord as useless and not worth taking. Instead you take either the Lady or the Atronach, depending on whether you're playing a Warrior or a Mage. And then your endgame character ends up wearing an exquisite robe, glass or Daedric pauldrons, True Flame, Eidolon shield and the helm of Orion Bearclaw. But if you're feeling really daring, you maybe choose the self-enchanted Daedric Tower Shield and the Telvanni Cephalopod Helm. You have the maximum stats and the quote-unquote best gear in the game. The third stage is where you realize that if you just want efficiency, every character of yours is gonna end up the exact same. You'll always choose the same gear, same birth signs, etc. Morrowind isn't exactly a super hard game, and being super efficient about everything gets kinda annoying, to be honest. So it's nice to get some variety every once in a while, it keeps the game interesting. Personally, I like to choose birth signs, skills and attribute based more on what makes sense for the early level character than around some far off calculation for level 40 or something where you are going to be overpowered either way. And if we look at the Lord birth sign, the Lord is objectively not very good compared to most other birth signs. But what if you want to start with a disadvantage? A lot of enemies use fire damage, so it might be interesting to try it out. I think rather than looking at which of them is the most powerful, you should choose a birth sign that looks interesting to you instead. Or you could look at birth signs as difficulty options rather than a thing that you should try to optimize your character with. You could do something like a combination of a race and birth sign that give no magicka bonuses, but you otherwise make it a mage class. This choice makes your magicka now extremely limited, so you have to work around that limitation somehow. If you want to hear a semi-coherent ramble about all the birth signs, I have this video here for you. But if that's not something you enjoy, then please explore my other content. Thanks for watching.